Good evening, everyone. It is 7:51 on Monday evening, and this is Anthony Mendoza at anthonysgeekdom.com, and I'm going over today my love of Pathfinder 1E. I'm going to go over some classes and some favorite races, and then focus on just the bloodrager class. So, my favorite classes, of course, is bloodrager, hunter, Qui-Gon monk, fighter, barbarian, and paladin. And yes, they're all melee-based classes. So, I'm going to go over some of those, and my favorite races are Oread, Trox, Aasimar, Angelkin, half-orc, aquatic elf, and drow. But today we are going to be focusing on my favorite race to play, a bloodrager. So I'm going to go over that. And a little bit about myself. I've been playing Pathfinder since 2009 when it came out, first edition. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was 8. I just turned 50. Do the math. Ha ha ha. Okay, so I love building powerful characters. Let's see here. Even when I don't play in a campaign, I build about 3 characters a month that will probably never see the light of day. And while doing that, I actually record my dice rolls, and so that nobody can contest my rolls because they're unedited, and I just show them all the way through. My dice love me. And don't know if you can see my dice collection right here. This is just like 1/5 of my dice collection. I have probably over $800 in dice invested. So yes. And then these are all my Pathfinder books. I have my Dungeons and Dragons book there and a Weapons Legacy Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, as you can see, I've collected almost every Pathfinder first edition book there is. So yeah, I'm going to play a little music. I don't know if that's going to come through, but it's Audio Machine Chronicles. That's what I usually have playing when I have a Pathfinder game going on. I ask my DM and she likes the music, and I actually have another DM that loves this, and he actually plays it without anybody asking. So, that's what's going to be playing in the background. So, I'm going to go over what I do for my favorite class, which is bloodrager. I'm going to be looking down and reading a little bit. But when you build a bloodrager class, you want to have strength, charisma, and con scores to be your highest ability. So when creating the class, you also want to use races that don't have any negatives in those. And so here's a list of the races that I went through and on my research that have a +2 to 2 of the 3 preferred ability scores to optimize the class. Let's see here. Aasimar, Agathon, Blooded, Idlekin is a +2 con and +2 charisma. And Angel-Blooded Angelkin is a +2 to strength and +2 to charisma. We also have Gorins, which is a +2 con, +2 charisma, -2 intelligence. Gilman have a +2 con, +2 charisma, -2 wisdom. Merfolk have a +2 dex, +2 con, and +2 charisma. With strong tail or Finn's defeat, you don't have to deal with the 5-foot movement speed. The Nagaji also have a +2 strength and a +2 charisma with -2 intelligence. Skinwalker, Were-Crocodilekin, which is Scaleheart, have a +2 con, -2 wisdom, +2 strength, while shape changed. Solus are another great one that have a +2 strength, +2 charisma, -2 intelligence. I don't play this particular race of tieflings because they are evil-born, demon-born, or fiend. ish, and I try to stay away from those races just for personal reasons. But if you are wanting to play a tiefling, there is one called the Demon Spawn Pitborn, which is a +2 strength, +2 charisma, and -2 intelligence. For me, I find playing these other races I'm going to mention are decent at this class, and they are as follows. Human, because you get a +2 to any ability score, +1 additional skill rank at first level, and 1 additional rank whenever they gain a level. You got a half-orc, which is also a +2 to 1 ability score, +2 racial bonus on intimidate checks, which is always good playing a bloodrager barbarian. And once per day, when brought below 0 hit points, but not killed, they can fight on for 1 more round as if disabled. At the end of their next turn, unless brought to 1 more hit point, they immediately fall unconscious and begin dying. So the other one are Health Elves, which also get a +2 to 1 ability score. They receive Skill Focus as a bonus feat at first level. They are immune to magic, sleep effects. They get a +2 racial bonus on saving throws against enchantment spells and effects. +2 racial bonus on perception checks as well. Now, we're going to be focusing today on my favorite race to play with this class, which is an Oread. The Oreads have a +2 strength and a +2 wisdom and a -2 charisma. You probably noticed I just said -2 charisma when you want your strengths to be charisma, con, and strength. But if you roll decently or do the 25-point buy system, you can still get a decent score with a 18, a 17, or a 16, and that would become a 16, 15, or 14, which is still respectable charisma score. So, knowing that, I'm going to go over this race and see where we go from there. With an Oread, if you play a bloodrager and take the Earth bloodline, your charisma score is treated as 2 points higher for the purpose of all sorcerer spells and class abilities as an Oread. So, within choosing the elemental bloodline as an Oread, just within their race, without having a class, you can get great feats, starting with the ones below that I'm going to name. Dwarf Blooded. You no longer are encumbered by weight, and your speed never decreases because of that. You also get Stone Cutting Dwarf racial trait with that. You got Echoes of Stone. You get a +4 bonus on perception checks while underground and survival checks to avoid becoming lost in caverns and rocky areas. Murmurs of Earth. At 9th level, you gain limited form tremor sense. As a move action, you become aware of all creatures within 15 feet that are in contact with the ground at that moment. Oread Burrower is available, but if you take the Elemental Earth Bloodrager, it's even better than what they offer at 9th level, because at 8th level, as an Oread Bloodrager Elemental Earth, you gain Burrow at 30 feet around. This is great for sneaking up on enemies and attacking them unexpectedly. If you just went with the Oread feats, at 9th level you gain a Burrow speed of half your base speed. Since an Oread has a movement speed of 20 feet, and as a Bloodrager it would be 30, it would be knocked down to 15 around. But as I said, with the Elemental Earth Bloodrager, at 8th level it's 30 feet, so that is a definite bonus. You also have Oread Earth Glider as a feat available to only Oreads. At 13th level you gain Earth Glide Universal Monster ability, and you can use this to travel at your full base speed through sand, dirt, clay, gravel, or similar materials without burrowing, and if protected against fire damage, you can even burrow through lava. You can burrow through solid stone at half your base speed. With the Oreads, you also get Stony Step. Whenever you move, you may move through 5 feet of earth, stone, base difficult terrain, rubble, stone, stairs, and so on, as if it was normal terrain. I just also wanted to mention, if you like any of this information, hit the likes and subscribe so that I can go live sooner than later. And I'm a new channel, so I appreciate you guys watching. And if you guys leave a comment right now, I will be able to, on my next video, answer any questions or give a shout out to your comments. So I just want to say that thank you for that real quick. And now we're going to go back to my Oread. So if you like these choices, I highly recommend Oread, as I have stated earlier, to my favorite race for bloodrager, Elemental Earth. Now to actually get into the bloodrager class, that has its own awesome feats and stats. Roll. They are masters of the battlefield using their bloodline and combat prowess. They are great frontliners doing damage and bolstered by their now arcane magic they can use. Their parent class is Barbarian and Sorcerer. Alignment, any. Hit die D20, and starting wealth is 3d6 times 10 gold pieces. Average is about 105 at level 1, and they can be that class can be found in this book right here, Pathfinder Advanced Class Guide. So there's that, and so I'm just showing the book that they use to help you with the class. So my next page, class skills for bloodrager goes as follows: acrobatics, which is dex based; climb, strength based; craft, intelligence based; handle animal, charisma based; intimidate, charisma based; knowledge, arcana, intelligence; perception is wisdom based; ride is dexterity based; spellcraft is intelligence based; and survival is wisdom based; and swim is strength based. So those are the class skills that you get when creating this character. Skill ranks are 4 plus intelligence modifier. Class features and weapons and armors proficiencies. All simple and martial weapons. You're also proficient in all light and medium armor and shields except for tower shields. You can cast spells while wearing light or medium armor without spell arcane failure. A bloodrager wearing heavy armor or wielding a shield incurs a chance of arcane spell failure if the spell in question has semantic components. So, bloodline. Each bloodrager, in short, has a source of magic somewhere in their heritage that empowers his blood rages. Bonus feats and bonus spells. You must pick one bloodline upon taking first level. Once made, it cannot be changed unless you take an archetype called Cross-Blooded Bloodrager, which is a little more difficult to play, but I find more powerful. I've played 2 of them and went all the way to level 20 and decimated my opponents. Let's just say that. So, but once on a normal bloodrager, you can only have one bloodline. So, unless you go to that archetype. So bloodlines are aberrant, abyssal, celestial, destined, draconic, and my favorite, which I've already stated a couple times, is the elemental earth. You also have Fey, Infernal, and Undead. Each of these bloodlines have their own bonus feats, spells, and powers. Though you have arcane magic, like a sorcerer, at 4th level you are limited at how many spells you can get casted starting at 4th level. First level spells known per day, found on page 17 of Advanced Class Guide. For example, at level 10, a bloodrager only knows or can cast 2 first-level spells, 1 second-level spell, and 1 third-level spell. And at 20th level, you only get 4 first-level spells, 4 second-level spells, 3 third-level spells, and 2 fourth-level spells. So you're very limited in how many spells you can cast a day, but they are still super helpful in the campaign. That's the only thing that's limiting on this class is the amount of spells you can do, because you can only go up to 4th level spells. You can't go up to 6th or 7th or 8th level like a normal sorcerer could. So, at 1st level, bloodrager can blood rage for a number of rounds per day equal to 4 plus your con modifier. So, for example, on this cross-blooded bloodrager that I've played as Trox, he could, because his con was so high, he could go 10, 4, he could go, give me a second here, I'm so sorry. You can go 4 plus the con, which would be 3, that's 7. So you can blood rage 7 times per day at level 1. Each level it can increase. After level 1, you can blood rage for 2 additional rounds per day. Temporary increases to con, such as those gained from blood raging, or spells like Bear's Endurance, don't increase the total of rounds that a blood rager can blood rage per day. After resting 8 hours straight, the blood rage is reset. Blood rage number is reset. You can blood rage as a free action. While in a blood rage, you gain a +4 to strength and con, as well as a +2 bonus on will saves, which adds to your race's bonus if you have any to strength or con, dex, or anything of that nature. So it just adds to, and can be added to your ability score already. So like, for example, when I have my Trox, who has a strength of 24 because I rolled an 18 and a Trox has a +6 strength. When I'm blood raging, it's an additional 4, which takes it to a 24 to 28, which is a +9 modifier. So you can do a lot of damage. Where was I? I was at the free action. Let's see here. You also lose a -2 penalty to AC. The increase to con grants the blood rager 2 hit points per hit dice, but go away once blood rage ends. The blood rager has fast movement. It increases race speed by 10 feet, and with the Oread, which I'm going to go over later, has a base speed of 20, but because I'm blood rager, it goes to 30 because of the +10 to the speed. Only when wearing no light armor, though, or medium armor, and not carrying heavy load. But I'm going to go over that with the Oread. It doesn't matter how much I carry, because I have the dwarf-blooded racial trait, which is not encumbered by weight or your load. So, Blood Rager also has Uncanny Dodge. At 2nd level, you react to danger before your senses would normally allow you to do so. You can't be caught flat-footed, nor do you lose your dex bonus to AC. If the attacker is invisible, you still lose dex bonus to AC if immobilized. Also, you can lose your dex bonus if opponent succeeds in using his feint action against you. If from another class you already have, then you gain improved Uncanny Dodge instead of just having Uncanny Dodge. So the Blood Rager also has Blood Sanctuary. At 3rd level, a Blood Rager can stand confident amid the effects of spells cast by his allies or yourself. You gain a +2 on saving throws against spells that you or your allies cast. Blood casting is another feat or another power that a blood rager has. At 4th level, you gain the ability to cast spells even while blood raging. You can cast spells also defensively and can attempt concentration checks for the spells while blood raging. While blood raging, you can cast in concentration only on your blood rager spells. Spells from other classes can't be cast while blood raging. You get SQ materials. At 4th level, you gain SQ materials as a bonus feat. Spells at 4th level, you can cast a small amount of arcane drawn from the blood rager spell list on page 22 of this book, Advanced Class Guide. Your charisma has to equal 10 plus the spell level. You can cast spells you know without preparing them ahead of time. Saving throws against your spell is DC 10 plus spell level plus charisma score. So, let's say you're playing a level... I'm not going to say level 1. Let's say you're playing a level 5 character. So it would be 10 plus 5 plus your charisma score. And on my trucks here, my charisma score was 16. So that would be 10 plus 5 plus 3, which would be 18. That would be the saving throw they would have to save against your spell. Now, I'm not going to go in through all the spells because they're in this book, and I will tell you what page they are on. But there's so many to go through that it's a little intimidating. So give me a second here. Let me go to the spell list. Where did it go? Did I skip over it? Uh-oh. Something happening here. Aha! On page 22. Up to 4th level spells. So if you can see all that, that's a whole lot of spells right there. So you have a whole lot of variety of the spells per level, but only can pick a certain amount per level. So I'm going to skip the spell section, and then I'm going to go into improved uncanny dodge. At 5th level, you can no longer be flanked. This defense denies rogues and other classes with sneak attack ability to sneak attack you by flanking you, unless he has 4 more levels than you do as a blood rager. If you already possess uncanny dodge from another class, the levels from the classes that grant uncanny dodge attack when determining the minimum rogue levels required to flank your character, they add up. So let's say on a class, and you're multi-classing with blood rager, if you already have uncanny dodge at 4 levels, and now you have uncanny dodge at 5th level, those add up, and you can outrank your rogue trying to sneak attack you. You also get with blood rager damage reduction. At 7th level, you gain damage reduction. Subtract 1 from the damage you take each time you're dealt damage from a weapon or natural attack. At 10th level and every 3 levels thereafter, this damage reduction increases by 1 point. Damage reduction can reduce damage to 0, but not below 0. Greater Blood Rage is also another power set you have with the Blood Rage. At 11th level, when you Blood Rage, the moral plus to your strength and con increases to a +6, and morale to your will saves increase to a +3. In addition, upon entering a Blood Rage, you can apply the effects of a Blood Rager spell you know of 2nd level or lower to yourself. The spell must have a range of touch or personal. If the spell duration is greater than 1 round, it instead lasts for the duration of the Blood Rage. This use consumes a bloodrager spell slot, as if he had cast the spell. You must have the spell slot available to take advantage of this effect. Greater Blood Rage counts as the Barbarian's Greater Rage ability for the purposes of feat, prerequisites, feats abilities, magic items, abilities, and spell effects. You also get Indomitable Will. At 14th level, you gain a +4 bonus on will saves to resist enchantment spells while blood raging. This bonus stacks with all other modifiers, including the moral bonus on will saves you also receive during your blood rage. Tireless. I'm sorry, I lost myself. I played the music. This bonus stacks with all other modifiers, including the morale bonus on will saves you also receive during your blood rage. You also get Tireless Blood Rage. At 17th level, you no longer become fatigued at the end of your blood rage. Mighty Blood Rage at 20th level. When a blood rage happens, you gain a moral bonus of +8 to strength and con. Will saves increase to +4. Furthermore, the spells you can apply to yourself at the beginning of a blood rage due to Greater Blood Rage class feature is not limited, only spells of 2nd level or lower. Alright, now we're going to go into my Oread. Give me a moment. Okay, so I think we actually already did that. So that is going to be my video, I guess, on Blood Raging Elemental Earth. Now, I did mention that this character is a Trox. Most GMs won't allow you to play a Trox, but if you tell them it is in the Inner Sea Race campaign, which is no longer making them a monster or in the bestiary, they are, by rules as written, able to be played in a campaign. So, that is my video on Blood Ragers. Next video will be on, as I stated in my other favorite classes, I'm going to go over a class each day. So my next one's going to be Hunter, and then my third one's going to be Qui-Gon Monk, and then my next one's going to be Fighter. Following that day would be Barbarian, and following that day would be Paladin. So I thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit that like button and subscribe so that I can go live sooner rather than later. Okay, you guys have a great night and hope to see you guys soon. Bye now.